All right. So your work is going to probably change in a moment because I'm going to be putting out a question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push out a problem. It will probably clear your board and I want you to solve it. I'm going to be giving you about 5 minutes to do it. All right. Hopefully the problem isn't going to do oops, my bad. Okay, now it should be sent to you. So I'll be looking at my computer screen to see how you're doing it. And we might look at a couple of people's work to see what they did. So I'm going to set my timer so you can see the timer. Actually, I'm going to clear. It's going to be about 4 minutes and 30 seconds because I spent 30 seconds talking. Oops. There we go. So when this timer goes off, you're going to stop what you're doing.
Mr. Karen, can I please go to the restroom?
Go quickly. All right, I have the timer set. Try to solve that problem. The problem is 2 1/2 plus 1 1/4. So try to solve it. Think about the strategies that we've talked about. So try this on your own. All right, time is up. All right, what do you notice about other people's boards? No names are shown, so you don't have to tell me. You don't say that that's my board. You don't have to tell me anything. What do you notice about other people's work?
That some actually solved the problem and others guessed.
Okay. What else do you notice?
That there's
some people
on there.
some people drew and actually solved it on a complex problem. Others must have did it in their minds and put down the answer.
Okay.
I did mine on paper.
Okay. All right. So when we do these questions, whether it's on this format as a whiteboard on Classcade's a discussion board post, probably won't be a discussion board post. If I'm giving you the opportunity to work it out, I know some of you said I did not have a separate sheet of paper. That's fine. However, I do want to know how you did it. So you can take what you wrote on paper and try to recopy it. You can use the text box. That's fine. I just need to know how you solved it.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. One more wake up.
Yes, one more and then it'll be weekend. I'm excited.
All right, so I enjoyed watching your video of you using the whiteboard FI in your class. Tell me how you think it went.
I think it went okay. I noticed that I'm going to probably mention this again. I need to probably do it towards the end. That's how I did it last time when I was doing that one recently. I actually did it at the end of the block rather than the start. The reason why is I might get maybe half my class shows up on time back from lunch because we do math right after lunch. And sometimes they like kind of forget what time it is. So I think putting it towards the end of the block helps a lot more, like kind of almost like an exit ticket rather than an entrance ticket. And I can see how they're doing and I have more of them doing it. But also kind of showing them what it looks like on my side too. They're able to see it and I think it went well. I think also they kind of noticed that, hey, I'm actually going to show you what you're working on rather than they think I'm not looking at it. Now they actually will see their work on the board, even though it doesn't have their names on it. It's like, oh, that is my work. They can see it. So I think it went well. I'm excited to try it again after break because I know tomorrow is Friday before break. So I'll definitely try it again. when we come back. So I liked it a lot.
Awesome. I think that's a good idea to maybe change it because you don't want the data to be skewed by the fact that the students aren't there or that are coming in late. So
Mhm, mhm.
if you have it when they're already there, then you know, like, hey, this is actually
Yeah, and I have more because I only have a class of 13 and only maybe about 7 or 8 of them come like on time. So I'm like, I'd rather have at least nearly 13 rather than half. So I'd rather have more data.
gotcha. So I took some notes while I was watching the video about the students that were participating, but what do you show on your data sheet as far as where we were and where we are now?
This is from this past week. I also have included reading, so you'll see. So I have what they look like. I mean, it's pretty much kind of, and this is where math is. Oops, let me see. Math is like the second row in each day. So
Mhm.
I mean, it's okay. Like it's some days it's better. Like here's Monday. Oops. Here's Monday. And then like Tuesday will be a little bit more. Wednesday, not so much. So it kind of is very much dipping, but also I think where participation will increase is when I tell them like, hey, I need at least 9 people and I'll try to put an incentive. And then sometimes I actually will start showing my fingers like, hey, I have like 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. So they can visually see it rather than just saying their names. So that sometimes helps. I think it also just the day, like I'm counting on it. I'm counting right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 on Monday. Wednesday, which was yesterday, I had 5. Today, I had another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's still about 50%. But also, I think knowing that the break is coming, definitely, they're just like,
Yeah.
just ready to go. So,
Right. Participation is down this week in general.
Mhm.
I think with making that change to moving it at the end of the day, that number will come up. I think a part of that is, you know, students being late and not being able to get it going quickly enough. By the end of the day, that will come up. I know we were looking at 90% was what we were hoping for. So we can keep working on that.
Yeah. So hopefully though, I mean, like I said, I think it just varies. I mean, it's at least I should say whole group is low. Them actually on participating or doing the activity for rotations goes up. It's interesting. They'll do the activity, but they don't want to suggest an answer. But yeah, this week I think it's because of break. But I think definitely I'm going to keep track of when I do. I think I'm also going to write notes, I think, to myself on the days where I'm actually physically showing them. Also write down when I'm giving them incentive, see if which one actually is helping with the participation. Because I do really want to know, because I just went over our chapter 7 and 8 pre-assessment. Yeah, so I definitely need to keep track of that because I was looking at it, I was like, okay. So it's a lot lower than my other pre-test. So I know this is the biggest area that is going to need a lot of work because of the gaps that they have. This is stuff that it's kind of, I assumed was reviewed, but some of them they just are completely don't know. So having them participate and I tell them, hey, you know, just at least try, don't not try it. So
Right.
that will help, hopefully.
All right. So the checklist that we started in the beginning, how do you feel about that? Have you found anything that needs to change?
I'm looking at it right now. I think for right now, not really. I mean, I think what I do when it says provide adequate wait time, I put up a timer because they need to physically see it, but also it keeps me on track too, because sometimes I won't look at it. I'll forget to look at my watch or my computer. So having it for me also is helpful. But otherwise, I think it's great because I did show them what it looks like without their names, and they could see. And I asked them like, "Hey, you know, what do you notice?" And they're like, "Yeah, so and so," like kind of just showing also patterns. So I think the checklist, I like it. I don't think it needs improvement or anything, at least right now.
All right. I know we didn't have the time of the lesson on your checklist, but you might just want to add that in, and I can revise it for you and get that to you just to where, you know, maybe not at the beginning of the lesson since it's virtual and students are trying to come back from lunch,
Mhm.
have everybody before you start using that tool. So I think that's a
Mhm.
good thing to add there.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see. Changes, we talked about using the whiteboard FI when everybody's there. You also talked about using some strategies for motivation, whether it was a finger or a name. And we're gonna hope that after the break that everybody is a little bit more together.
Hopefully.
So we're gonna keep working until we meet our goal.
Yep, hopefully. I really hope it's gonna come.